Today I'm going to answer some of your questions, such as how do you find places to fly, and how do you know when it's safe to fly? Is the Air 2S a good upgrade over the DJI Mini 2? Is the Mini 2 reliable? And how much is too much for a recreational drone? It's time to answer some of your questions. Let's jump right in. So before I get into this video, I just want to say, if you have any drone questions that you want me to answer in my upcoming videos, please post them in the comments down below and I'll make sure to answer them in my next Q&A video. So the first question is from Noodles and it's how to judge if it's safe to fly and how to find places to fly. So let's break this question down into its parts, and firstly is how do you judge if it's safe to fly? So first we need to consider, is it safe for us to operate the drone? And the first thing I think of is wind speed. Now this is very drone dependent, but things like the original Mavic Mini really don't like high wind scenarios. As a beginner flyer, I made a mistake a few times of flying my drone in a tailwind, and then when I turned the drone to bring it back, I all of a sudden realized it was a headwind, and that made bringing the drone back quite difficult. Now things like the DJI Mini 2 and bigger drones work a lot better in high wind scenarios, but it's still something you really want to consider. So you want to think about the wind speed, and the wind direction. The next is visibility and weather, and those two can go hand in hand. So obviously, for me to operate my drone safely, I need to be able to see it. I need to be able to fly visual line of sight, and you can't do that if the visibility is poor. So things like fog, low cloud cover, those are going to make seeing your drone quite difficult. Also, if you know the weather is meant to get worse within the next few minutes, then it's probably wise to not start flying your drone. If it's spitting with rain, don't rush to try and get that last shot, because you might have your drone in the air when a downpour starts, and that's not going to be a safe scenario to operate your drone. Lastly, you want to think about terrain, and you want to think about the visibility with that terrain. So if you're flying in a big open area with no real obstacles, that's perfect. But are you ever really flying in them scenarios? If you're flying in a forest, you need to think about the trees, how that affects visibility, how that affects where you should be flying. Should you lower your drone behind that tree because you might lose sight of it? If you're at a cliff edge, should you lower your drone lower than the cliff? Again, can you see it over the edge of that cliff? These are all things you need to consider when considering flying a drone safely. And then we need to think about, is this a safe location for us to be flying a drone? Are we flying in an area that is legally allowed by the drone law? Now in the UK with the DJI Mini 2, that's actually really easy. It's a sub 250 gram A1 drone. So you're allowed to fly it in residential, recreational, industrial and commercial areas. So that's really easy to consider because you can pretty much fly it anywhere. But if you're flying some of the larger drones like the Air 2S, which is an A3 drone, you have to be 150 meters away from them areas. So you really need to consider if you're flying legally in the area you are. Are you flying in private land? Do you have landowner's permission? Things like that. And then also you need to consider, are there lots of people nearby? Where are the people nearby? Will I be flying near them, over them, around them? Should they be made aware of me flying this drone? And lastly, are there any buildings nearby? Will I be flying near to them buildings? And again, do I need to let the people know that I will be flying near them buildings, or will I be flying far enough away? These are all things to consider, whether or not it's safe for you to fly your drone, and whether or not it's safe for other people when you're flying your drone. The second part of this question was how to find places to fly. And Noseblind also asked a similar question, so I'll answer them at the same time. He asked, how do I find good places to shoot and film with my drone? In Canada, where I'm from, all the cool areas seem to be off limits by law. I know that sucks. That happens a fair bit in Northern Ireland too. Or private property where I would likely be trespassing. So let me give you my breakdown on how I find epic locations to fly my drone, and then work out whether or not I'm actually allowed to fly there. So the first thing I do is I will Google scenic locations X. So for example, I'll search scenic locations Northern Ireland, and I'll have a look through. You'll generally find like the top 10 scenic locations in your area, top 10 scenic locations in Northern Ireland. And I'll have a look through and I'll just consider whether or not these areas I think would look cool from the air. And already I'm thinking about, will I probably be allowed to fly there? If it's a privately owned estate, for example, you're probably not going to be allowed to fly there without permission. But if it's a public area, then you probably are. So I'm considering all these things. And I'll shortlist a couple of areas that I like the look of. Then I'll go on Google Images and on Instagram, and I'll look up them areas and see the kind of photos other people are taking. Now, yes, most of the photos are going to be from the ground, but you'll get an idea of all the different locations at that location, all the different angles that you can take photos of from the air potentially, and just work out whether or not it's going to be a good area to fly your drone. Some places look really good in one photo, but then when you get there and put the drone in the air, they're really not that exciting. And so going on Instagram and going on Google Images, you can see whether or not it's probably going to be a good location to take your drone. Another good resource is Google Maps with satellite images, or Google Earth in 3D, and you can get a perspective of, again, is this going to be a good area for me to fly my drone? And lastly, then we need to work out, are we going to be allowed to fly our drone there? So noflydrones.co.uk is a good resource, I'll link it down below, and that gives you areas where you're not allowed to fly your drone. And also a resource I use quite a lot, it's quite a lot of the areas in the UK that seem really good for flying your drone are owned by the National Trust, and the National Trust do not allow you to fly a drone on their land. So you can go on the National Trust website and take a look at the maps, see their land, and if unfortunately this location is part of their land, you're not allowed to fly your drone there. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully that helps you get much better shots, be able to judge how to fly your drone better and more safely, and also how to be able to fly really great locations with your drone. I know it's quite tricky. Once you've done kind of all the main spots in your local area with your drone, you kind of hit this dry spell where it's like, well, where do I go now? I've done all the main areas. Where do I take my drone next? But what I find is it's not so much about the location as about the creative shot you get with your drone. So you can get multiple shots of one area or one location, but they can all look like they're from somewhere else or all bring something different because of the different angles you've used, so keep that in mind. The next question is, I would like to ask, is it worth buying a DJI Air 2S after I have a DJI Mini 2? I watched all the videos with hacks on how to make the DJI Mini 2 have the option to track a person. It is still not the same as an Air 2S, you're right. The active track hack for the DJI Mini 2 is nowhere near as good as the active tracking capabilities of the Air 2S. So let's dive in and talk about whether or not you should upgrade. So there's really two things you should consider when you're considering upgrading from a DJI Mini 2 to an Air 2S. The first is, are the additional features going to be useful to the type of footage you get? The active tracking feature of the Air 2S is fantastic, and if you normally go out flying by yourself and you want to record footage of yourself, then the active tracking capabilities of the Air 2S is fantastic. If you're someone who's always on the move, if you're on a bike, if you're running and you need that drone to track you, then the Air 2S is much better than the DJI Mini 2 in these circumstances. However, if you want to record footage like this, but you have a friend or family member who normally comes out with you and can fly your drone, or you can fly the drone and get that footage of them, well, you don't really need that active tracking capability. And the video quality is obviously better on the Air 2S over the Mini 2 in some scenarios. So if you want the ultimate current best drone in terms of video quality, bearing in mind that the Mavic 3 is about to come out, then currently it's the Air 2S and you're going to want to pick that up. And that's important if you get a lot of clips or do professional work, but if you just post some B-roll on YouTube like I do, then the Mini 2 is more than enough. And as I've shown, you can get some really cinematic and epic shots with the DJI Mini 2 if you know how to use it. Buying the Air 2S will not automatically make your footage better. It will make it higher quality, but subjectively it will not make it better. Better footage comes from learning how to fly your drone, learning how to frame your shots, learning how to set your settings correctly, do cinematic moves, and then how to process it in post. So those are the things you want to consider more when you're thinking about how do I get great footage from a drone. But if you want the ultimate quality drone or the best active tracking, then the Air 2S is worth it. If you just post some shots of yourself every now and then as B-roll, the DJI Mini 2 is absolutely perfect, and it's the drone I use the most. Next thing you want to consider when you're thinking about upgrading is the drone law. Unfortunately, it's something we need to think about now when buying drones. And unfortunately, in most countries, the Air 2S is a much more restricted drone in terms of where you're allowed to fly. The Mini 2, as mentioned, is a sub 250 gram drone, so you can fly it in residential, recreational, industrial and commercial areas with pretty much no restrictions. The Air 2S, without an A2 CFC certificate, you have to fly it as an A3 category drone, and you have to stay 150 meters away from all them areas I just mentioned. So this basically means you're not going to be able to fly it in any of them locations. So if you have private land or land where you've got permission to fly your drone, then the Air 2S is absolutely perfect. But if you want to be getting like shots of your city, shots of a beach, all these areas I've just mentioned, well, to do that unrestricted, you're probably going to be better off with the DJI Mini 2. Lastly, you have to consider the cost. At the time of making this video, the DJI Mini 2 is £419 and the Air 2S is £899. So are them additional features I've just mentioned going to be worth the extra cost for you? Only you can decide if that better video quality and better active tracking capability is something that is worth that jump, but it really depends on the types of shots you normally get. What I would do if it was me personally was I would take a look or write down the 50 most recent shots I've taken with my drone. And if they're all active tracking, or if they're all really high quality shots, then I would go with the Air 2S because that's the kind of shots you're normally getting. If it's just some B-roll and not really using active track that much, then the Mini 2 is the drone I would stick with. Next question is, my question is about drone performance over its lifetime, based primarily on the Mini 2. How many charges would the batteries take before any noticeable drop off in performance with general use? How long do the rotor blades last before needing replaced, not including unexpected crashes? And have you seen any drop off in motor performance or no off from other users? Great question. So how would the Mini 2 compare with the more expensive drone models as the lifetime goes? Well, that's really only a question I can answer from my personal experience, and I can't speak for everyone. So I've had my Mini 2 for nearly a year, and I've noticed no performance decreases at all. It has been extremely reliable. I've noticed no performance decrease in my batteries, and I've had hundreds of charges each. And some of the charges have been from half full and from fully depleted to full charge. So it's not like I'm draining them every time. Sometimes there's maybe a half charge in them and I'm charging them up from that half charge. Reports online say that if you don't expose your batteries to really cool temperatures, then you'll get around 400 charges out of each battery. In terms of rotor blades, I'm actually still using the ones that came attached to my Mini 2 when I got it nearly a year ago. I know spare ones come with it, but I actually haven't had to use them yet. And I'm not that careful with my drone. I usually don't use the propeller protector, and sometimes when I put my drone into the shoulder bag, I have bent the prop slightly. And so you would expect wear and tear to start showing on them, but I'm still using the original ones that came on my Mini 2. I haven't actually crashed my Mini 2 yet, thankfully. Not hard enough to break the props, but obviously if you crash your drone and break the props, that's not really a reliability issue. That's just something that unfortunately happens. My motor performance is as strong as ever. I'm getting no issues or warnings when I'm out flying my drone. And this is from someone who hand catches their drone. And when you try to hand catch that drone, the motors do kick in slightly stronger. And people do say that adds some slight wear and tear to your motors. But after nearly a year of doing that on my drone, I have no motor performance issues. The Mini 2, along with some of the larger drones from DJI that I own, just are exceptional in terms of performance and reliability. And I've never really had any reliability issues with any of my DJI drones. They just make an exceptional product. The last question is, how much is too much for a recreational drone? And this is a question that I think a lot of people are asking online right now because of the rumored prices of the Mavic 3. And it's really hard to answer because everyone's in different circumstances. Everyone's in different financial circumstances. Everyone has different uses for a drone. Some people make money with their drone. Some people do it as a hobby. And so there's no one answer fits all, I think. So I'm just going to give my own personal opinion. And I think if you fly recreationally as a hobbyist, or even if you do YouTube, the Mini 2 is the best drone. It just is the best all-round drone. It does everything a recreational flyer needs. And actually in terms of drone laws, it beats the bigger drones in terms of where you're allowed to fly it. If you want worry-free flying and pretty epic footage, then the DJI Mini 2 is the best drone. So if I'm considering how much is too much for a recreational flyer, I would say you don't need to be spending more than what the DJI Mini 2 costs. If you're a beginner pilot, a hobbyist pilot, I wouldn't look any further than the Mini 2. So hopefully that's answered all your questions, helped you out loads. If you're watching this video and you have any drone related questions, please drop them in the comments down below and I'll answer them in my next Q&A video. If you've liked this video and you've learned something new, please make sure to hit the like button and make sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe if you hadn't, so you don't miss any of my upcoming drone related videos. Thank you so much for watching this one to the end. I'll see you in the next one.